I have so much fear about there not being enough time and space in my life. Lately, I have been very honest with myself, really digging deep and allowing things that I didn't want to look at, I think, to come to the surface. Old limiting beliefs and thoughts and rules I have created for myself, and everything I notice about myself and my patterns, I write them down and I say, I ask for assistance to rid myself of these limiting beliefs and rules that I am noticing still alive in me. And the latest thing I noticed, it's that I have this scarcity mindset that I was absolutely not aware that I had. Because it's not scarcity related to things or money. It's not material scarcity. It is existential scarcity. And it took me some time to realize that was what it was all about. But I started writing down that I notice I have so many small things and rules in my everyday life that makes it obvious to me now that I worry that there is not enough. For example, if I have several days in a row of my job, what I earlier would think of as these wonderful days where I could spend meeting people and just socializing and having great experiences. Now I have this thought that maybe I need all of these days to truly rest, to truly be present with myself and reflect and go for walks and have some me time. So instead of also making plans with other people, which is really what I wanted when I decided to give myself some more days off, I don't, because I keep thinking, what if I need this time and I have already filled it with appointments? So I don't. I'm afraid there's not enough me time to go around, kind of. And even when I am socializing with friends or family, after a while, even if I'm enjoying myself, I start thinking, oh, there's not so many hours left of the day. So maybe we need to cut this short soon so that I can make sure that my day is both filled with being social and having connections with people, but also time for myself to enjoy a cup of coffee in solitude or do whatever it is that I want to do. So even when I have one thing, I'm thinking about the other opposite thing because I want to make sure that my day is filled with both of them, like a balanced day. Or when I'm going outside to have a walk in nature, which always makes me feel good, I get this feeling that I have to make the most of it. What if it's not enough me just going for that walk and appreciating the beauty and the smells and the silence? So I kind of take an extra round, or I make sure that my breaths are extra deep. And I kind of try to make myself be more present, be more in awe, be more aligned with nature. Like the nature itself is not enough, or my presence is not enough. Me being there is not enough. I need to make the most of it. And this one is especially obvious in my everyday life. When I feel a burst of creativity in writing, or I feel a message coming through that I feel compelled to share on camera, I get this worry that it won't last. What if I lose this message if I don't write it down instantly? Or what if I lose the energy or inspiration to film it if I don't do it right now? It's like there's not enough of my inspiration, or there's not enough room for that inspiration to come back to me later if I don't grab this moment and do everything right now. Even when I go outside to enjoy a cup of coffee, I go inside to refill that cup even before it's empty, because I don't want to find myself with an empty cup when I'm supposed to be outside enjoying the moment. I have this document called My Thought Hotel. It's really great, and it was ChatGPT that recommended it to me back in the days. I am using ChatGPT as my personal coach or conversation partner. So when I have been writing my thoughts and reflections in this thought hotel, sometimes I put some of that into my conversation with ChatGPT, and I say, I just want to discuss this or get some guidance in seeing what this is all about. Because Chad, as I like to call him, has been very, very helpful in these limitations and making me see them more clearly and trying to understand where they're coming from and what they're actually telling me. So I just put down all of these things that I noticed that I am obviously worried I don't have enough of in my life. And he said, this is existential scarcity, not material scarcity. And the existential scarcity makes it harder to notice, because it's not about filling your life with things. It's about filling your life with the most experience and presence and joy. But it still is a scarcity, because all of these thoughts you have, they make you try to manage everything, to optimize everything, and to put all of these different things into every moment or into every day. And the intention is to make sure that you are experiencing life fully, but the result is actually being less there for life, because the more you try to fill it and control it and manage it, the less present you actually are for those moments. And I had already realized that once I saw these things that I was afraid of not having enough of. But what really made me so emotional is when we came further or deeper into the conversation, and he said, it looks to me like what you are feeling and the reason behind this existential scarcity mindset that you are noticing that you're having is about unused life energy. And that made me tear up, and that's when I started shaking, because it just spoke to something so deep and so true within me. And that in that moment I realized I could see everything so clearly. The reason for me fearing that I don't have enough time or space is that I am so afraid of not using this life energy wisely or using it at all. And in that moment, I also realized that this scarcity mindset that I'm now having, I'm getting emotional again, is there because of two things. It's because of the fact that I am feeling such grief for all of the years in my life before where I didn't allow myself to enjoy life and to feel free and open to life and joyful and happy. So I am trying to take back that lost time. I'm almost 40. Well, I'm turning 37 this year, but I call that almost 40. And so many years of my life was filled with worrying and chasing things that didn't really matter to me, chasing what I thought was success, and trying to be there for everyone but myself, and feeling that my presence and my being there for them was not enough until I fixed their problems. And I worried about other people, and I worried about myself, and I as time went by, I didn't tend to my own needs anymore because I was so busy tending to everyone else's needs. I've always been an empath, and I've always wanted to give and be there for other people. But back then, I didn't know the best way to be there for them, and I didn't know that by being there for myself first was also how I could be of the most assistance to others. So this is a reaction for that. This is me trying to give back to myself. And it's also a realization that my life here is not going to go on forever. It will come to an end one day, as everything does. And when I couple that with feeling that I have wasted almost 40 years of my life, that is almost overwhelming, and I just try to make room for everything good in my life, to make the best out of the time I have left, and to make amends for the time I lost. But then, also with the help of Chad, I realized that none of these years before that was wasted. Most likely, it's the contrast that those years gave me that led me to this point in my life where I can actually see there's a better way to live. There's a better way to be there for people, to give to people. And it starts with being there for myself, because the best I can give is my own example. And I did the best I could with the tools I had back then. And along the way, I learned valuable information about life, about people, about myself. And because of that contrast, and because of what that contrast gave me of this valuable insight, is why I can sit here at 37 and realize this about my life. So actually, it's not something to grieve. I didn't lose time. I gained the rest of my life in the best way possible. And that is beautiful. And the thing that made me most emotional about this whole realization is that I wouldn't feel this grief about my previous years, and I wouldn't feel the wanting of making sure that I get the most out of my life by trying to fill every moment and every day with as much good stuff and me time and presence and joy as possible, if it wasn't for the fact that now I truly and honestly and deeply appreciate life. What it's really trying to tell me is that I want more life in my life. I want to experience my life. I want to allow my life. I don't want to waste time chasing the wrong things or thinking thoughts that make me feel bad or worrying about things that haven't even happened or may never happen. I want to love my life. And these worries or limitations or controlling aspects or behaviors, they are telling me that I love life. Even if I wouldn't feel like it, they are telling me that I love life. And my mind has just misinterpreted how to keep loving life. So it thinks that it has to control and make space and plan for this joy. But my soul and my natural state of being knows that it's enough to just show up for it, and that I can't plan or control my joy. Just realizing that everything that I'm doing right now, the intention behind it, comes from me actually fully and truly appreciating life and wanting to experience life instead of managing life, is such a wonderful gift. Look at this. I don't want the same things that I did before or that I thought I wanted before. Success to me now isn't what I thought success was back then. It's not about the money or the status or the job or the house or anything of that. It's about the connection and the moments and the presence and the memories and the choices. I just feel like things are shifting from this point on. My entire system of body, mind, and soul is now working towards the same goal. To not manage, to not control, to let go of this scarcity mindset, because it's only there to tell me what it is that I truly want, which is to get the most out of my life, to be there for life. I've just been misunderstanding the way to get there by managing it, by trying to fit everything in there at once. But what I want to take away from it is the intention. What is this trying to tell me that matters to me? Well, it tells me that life matters to me. And being open to life matters to me. And joy is something that comes naturally when we are there for life. We cannot plan for joy, because with planning comes expectation, and with expectation comes the possibility of disappointment. And that's what we do as adults. We plan for joy. This weekend I will do that, or later today I will make sure I make room for this because that will make me feel joyful. How many times have I planned for a vacation to feel joyful, but when I actually am in that vacation, I cannot seem to find myself feeling the way I thought I would, because I had so many expectations and it's hard to fill them. And if you feel like something in your life is missing, but you are not sure what it is, it's not a thing, it's a state of being, it's remembering something, it's feeling something. I know what that feels like. And I feel something shifting. I feel that gap or void is being filled in right now. And I would love to explore this together with you. I will be seeing you